Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. So, hey guys, welcome to another episode. I'm really excited about this episode. This is episode 9. I can't believe we're here already and that we're almost at the end of the year. Oh my gosh. But today I am joined with an amazing guest who I met on Instagram. So we became Instagram friends. She's another coach. She's another career coach. She's actually a career and mindset coach. Her name is Abbie Jane and she is amazing. So you can find her on Instagram. Her handle will be in the information under this podcast, and I will let her introduce herself so she can give you more details. But I just want you guys to know how awesome she is, how funny she is. The funny is what drew me in on her Instagram. We were very similar in the way we deliver stuff, and we're a bit sarcastic, and we are a bit like laugh at ourselves and do really weird reels. And then we found out later that we're both born in the same month. So that probably has a lot to do with it. But yeah, she's me about 20 years ago. So I want to introduce the amazing Abbie Jane and let her tell you a bit more about what she does and who she helps.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. We definitely bonded on Instagram. We have the exact same sense of humor, which is amazing. So I'm on Instagram, AJ_coaching_, and yeah, I'm a career and mindset coach helping women really get their mindset right so that they can make those huge, massive career changes. So getting you the clarity, getting you your fears removed from the building and really giving you that confidence to kind of make those bold career decisions and get you out of those jobs you hate, you know, moving you towards what you
love
want.
It. I absolutely love it. And Abbie said one of the most key things, clarity. This episode is all on clarity, guys. I really wanted Abbie to be the person to do this with because Abbie is so big on mindset. And mindset, guys, you know, I talk about it all the time. It's so important. It's the be all and end all of everything. Like I tell you guys all the time, I can teach you how to write a CV. I can teach you how to go to an interview. But if you don't believe you can, it's not going to help you. I talk to people about earning more money and changing industry. Again, if your mind's not in the right place, it's not going to help you. And if you have no clarity, you are going nowhere fast. So I can't wait to dive in and talk all about clarity with Abbie. We did speak recently on an Instagram live, and we tried to squeeze in as much as we could for you guys. But we're just going to go into a little bit more detail today. And yeah, guys, you know what to do. If you love what you hear, share the podcast for someone else. And also follow Abbie. Like I said, her Instagram handle is going to be in the blurb, but she will give you that information a bit later on. So let's dive in. So, Abbie, the first thing I want to talk about is how do you think lack of clarity shows up in your career, in people's career journey, and has it ever shown up for you? Like, how has it shown up for you personally, and how has it shown up for your clients? Like, what does it do to them?
So, for me personally, it was always that niggling feeling in the back of my mind, like when I was going to these jobs that I was working. I just constantly feel this sense of kind of like dread almost, but some of the jobs I enjoyed, but for the most part, it's like you're waking up every day, you're dragging yourself to this job that you just want to, as soon as you get there, you want to go home. Like you're just counting down the days to the weekends, you're counting down the days to your next annual leave. And for me as well, like I was always booking holidays because I couldn't wait to be off. I was not that person who gets to the end of the year and has tons of holiday to take. Like I would be out of annual leave by summer. I just always booked time off because I just, you know, you never want to be there. And I think for me, that's how it showed up. And I was constantly questioning myself, like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Like, what do I even enjoy doing? And I didn't have the answer to those questions. So it was that frustration and that kind of just not knowing. And it was really, really frustrating because you'd watch other people, especially when I left uni, you know, the people I graduated with, they were all going on to do their masters, or they'd already landed jobs in trainee roles in the role that they were going to lead up to. You know, they had it figured out. And I was like, wait, what? Like, how do you know? I don't get it. Like, how do you know what you want to do? I didn't get it. So that was massive for me. It was just that kind of constant frustration and constant questioning of myself and feeling like, why can't I figure it out? Like, why can't I seem to just have that thing that I just love and I just know? And I think it's the same for a lot of people. Like, a lot of the ladies that I have worked with, they have that frustration as well, and they feel stuck in these jobs and they just can't seem to figure out why they're not where they want to be yet, and why they can't seem to make these huge changes in their career. And it all just comes back to this lack of clarity and this frustration, and that is how it shows up, and not enjoying what you do, essentially.
100%. I love the fact that you talked about the frustration and the holidays. Can I add, I'm exactly the same. In my old, like, now I just love holidays because it's now become a thing. So I just take all the holidays. But before, in jobs I hated, I used to count down to go on. Like, holiday was my only escape. And exactly the same as you, I would never have holiday left by the end of the year. Like, by August, all the holiday was finished. And I was asking, can I take unpaid leave? Because it was a lot. So that definitely is key of it showing up. And then also the questioning thing that you said. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people compare themselves. And that's like, a lot of people compare themselves. It's almost to the point where it's almost normal. Like, people compare themselves. I wish we didn't, but we do. But having lack of clarity will amplify the way you compare yourself. You will spend all your time comparing yourself because you've got no idea what you want. It shows up as in like, okay, but why does everyone else know what they want to do? And I think it's so key that you said that. Why does everyone else seem to have it together and I don't? Why have I got a great job, but I don't enjoy it? Why am I earning decent money and like I live a decent life, but I hate every minute of it? It's that questioning, it's that frustration that's like saying to you, I should be happy, but why am I not? I've got a job, but why am I not feeling all the feelings that all my friends seem to have and everyone around me seems to have? And then you literally spiral into the comparison. You're like, well, they must have chose better than I chose. And that's why they're happy. And they must have done this. And that's why they're this. There are so many people that are lucky enough to know exactly what they want to do, fall into it straight after university or college, and just do that forever. Mm-hmm. There are some people that fall into the job and then 10 years later are like, oh, this is not the job. And then there are some of us that will just be in job after job after job and be like, I still haven't found it. It's still not my thing. I will definitely say I fall into the category of, I thought I found my thing. And then 9 years later, I hadn't found my thing. But actually, the truth is, for me personally, every season had its reason. I found my thing and then it just stopped being my thing. And I'm actually open to that. I'm someone who's okay with that now. I never used to be, but I am now. I found my thing and it just weren't my thing anymore. So I figured out how to change it and then did something else. And I still do that something else. But that also got to a point where I was like, I enjoy it, but the role I'm doing isn't exactly what I want. What next? And I always ask myself, what next? Whenever you start to feel that frustration, guys, I want you to start asking yourself, what next? Because actually, instead of sitting in the frustration and saying, well, this is what I've chosen, actually, if you can get some clarity, you can start to be like, well, what next? What else? Because there is always a what else and a what next. You just got to get clear on what else and what next is. So yeah, I totally agree. Lack of clarity and frustration go hand in hand. Yeah. Being annoyed with yourself. I almost feel like that overwhelming feeling of being annoyed with yourself is a lack of clarity. Like, you are so annoyed with yourself because you feel like you should be happy. You should be in a better position, or you're in a good position, so you should be happy. But why is it affecting my mental health? Why do I not want to show up? I think a big one is just not wanting to get up in the morning. No motivation to even get out of bed to go to the job. And don't get me wrong, it's coming up to winter soon, guys. A lot of us feel like that in winter. I'm not a winter person. I'm a summer baby. So winter is not for me. But exactly, see, another summer baby. We're not here for the winter. We're not here for the dark days. Like, there's like 4 hours of light. Okay, obviously there's more than 4, but it feels like 4. It feels like I wake up and it's dark and I go to bed and it's dark. Like, I'm just not here for it. So the fact that winter's coming up, yes, you might feel I'm motivated to get up. That's totally different. But if you feel unmotivated every single day, it's like you're dragging yourself out of bed. You start to become physically ill all the time and you can't understand why you're always sick.
Yeah.
Lack of clarity.
Yeah.
You're not happy. Being unhappy and staying unhappy is because you're not clear on where else you can go and what else you can do.
I massively underestimated how much like being unhappy in a job can affect your physical and mental health. Like the job I took after university was the worst job I've ever had, ever. And it like to the point where it made me physically unwell and I got so down. And I'm like, I know a lot of people around me are class themselves as like emotional people, but I am not. Like I don't cry easily. I don't like if there could be the saddest film on the telly and I just don't cry. Like I just don't cry. And that is frustrating to me when I feel like I want to cry. But when I was in that job, I would get home and I would cry. My mum would phone me, I would cry. She'd be like, no, I'm not okay, mum, I want to cry. I'd be on the way home from a night shift in the morning. If the bus was late by a minute, I'd cry. I'd be like, I was a girl on the edge. Like everything used to like push me over. If I couldn't get a seat on the train home, because that was the worst part as well. Like I was commuting, like bus, train, walk, train home. And some of my shifts didn't finish till 10 p.m. and I'd have to get the last train home. So I wouldn't get back into the city until like 11 p.m. And then buses at that time, ridiculous. So I wouldn't get home till like midnight. So honestly, I was on the edge. And then I'd have to get up at like 5 a.m. and do it all the next day. So I was a mess in that job. And that was the job. That was kind of like a real pivotal point for me because when I left that job, I had nothing else lined up. I just walked out. But that was like, when I think back, that was a real pivotal moment for me because I decided there and then that I would never let a job break me the way that one job did again, ever. I refused to ever let myself get that down due to a job because it's not worth it at all. And when you're in that situation in a job that you hate and you're thinking, oh, maybe I should just stick it out. Maybe it's, it's good for this or it could lead me to there. If it's destroying your physical and mental health, it is not worth it. It's not.
Oh my God. I love that you said that because a bad job can break you just like a heartbreak or just like death or grief. Yeah. And people don't believe that. People don't believe like a bad job can break you. But a lot of you listening to this have probably called in sick for maybe the last 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Just like Abbie said, you're crying all the time and you don't even know why. The littlest thing, the drop of a hat, you're in tears. You never want to go and meet your friends. You don't want to hang out because you're just sad all the time. A job will, if you let it, a bad job can break you. And I love that you said that was your pivotal moment. You were like, I'm not doing this anymore. A lot of people haven't found a way to claw themselves out because they feel like I have to pay the bills or like me, I'm a mum. So I've got a child to take care of. I can't be irresponsible. We give ourselves all these reasons and excuses why being unhappy is the better option. But actually that unhappiness will lead you to that could lead you to a deep, dark mental health place. And and what's worse, being what you class as irresponsible, which actually isn't irresponsible, leaving a job for your mental health to go and get a better job is not irresponsible. It's actually the most responsible thing you can do. But I know, and Abbie knows, not everyone can ask for help. Not everyone's willing to just say, you know what, this is too much. So I love that you shared your story because I think that's so important. The fact that you was just so upset, the fact that the bus was 1 minute late and it was making you upset. Yeah. Babes, you need to leave. That's not the job for you.
Yeah, honestly, it was awful. And I think it was, to be honest, I look back and I think it's actually quite scary how low that job made me feel. Like it is scary to think that a job could do that to you. Mm-hmm. And so much happened, but it's just a case of like, now you think back, like I love the phrase you said earlier about every season has its reason. I think was that it? Yeah. Love that because now I do think back and I think that was the pivotal moment for me when I thought, you know what, I'm going to get clear on what I want and I'm going to work towards it because no job is worth what I just went through. And that whole, giving yourself excuses or like reasons to stay. You were a mom. I'm not a mom, but I was living alone. So, it's only my responsibility for rent and bills. I lived hours away from either of my parents. So I was on my own in this city, no family, on my own, bills. I've got bills to pay, food to eat. It was all on me. So when I made that big decision, I thought, do you know what? I have to make it work. Like, I'm leaving here, but I have to make it work. And when you then get rehired in a job like 2 weeks later, it's like, oh, it worked out.
I could have done this 6 months ago. And that's the thing, is just telling your brain that this is not the only job. This is not the only place that will be valued, but you've gotten so deep into it and so sad. And I think that starts to create this myth in your mind that there's nothing else, or every job's going to be like this. I just want to tell anyone listening, if you're in a bad situation now, every job isn't like the job you're in. If you hate where you are, every job is not toxic. Every job is not a bad environment. Abbie's pivotal moment was when she realized how sad a job was making her. For me, I was chasing money for a really long time. When I first changed careers, I was like, first I want to do something I enjoy. Then when I started doing something I enjoy, I realized I could make some real money. So I started chasing money in my 20s. And chasing money meant that I ended up in a really toxic environment. But for a long time, every time I saw my pay slip, I was like, that's why I put up with this shit. It's a lot of money. And I'm honest, guys. I don't lie to anyone. That, for me, for 2 years, I stayed. It was a year and like 10 months or 11 months. I stayed in this job that I didn't like. I didn't like their ethics. I didn't like how they treated people. I didn't like the things they had me doing, being in the HR department. I did not like what they expected me to do. I thought so many things were underhanded, but I did them because it was providing me a lifestyle as a single mum that I hadn't had before. I was in my 20s and I was buying brand new cars off the showroom. Like my first BMW, I was like 27, off the showroom, cash. Do you know how good I felt? I was taking my daughter on holidays at like 3 and 4 years old that people are dreaming of taking their kids on now in their 30s and 40s. My daughter has seen so many countries in this world, more than a lot of adults I know, but I was providing that, and that was giving me validation. So the money was validating me. The money was like, well, it's okay to put up with this crap. But eventually I had the same thing that Abbie had. The sadness overtook the money. The money didn't matter. It stopped being okay. And literally I had my break. And that was my break where I decided not only was I not going to chase money, but I was going to decide to have the money I want, but also have the job I want. Enjoy what I do. And if I can't have both, then I wanted at least a job that I could enjoy. Because if I've got to spend 40 hours of my life at a place, I need to like it. I need to enjoy it. Bad days are bad days, guys, but bad months are unacceptable. Bad years are unacceptable. This podcast is called 5 for 2 for a reason, because we are not trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. I'm not normalizing that. Like a lot of people normalize, well, work's not meant to be fun. It's not meant to be. Listen, 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. Just think about it in your head. Does that sound like a fair trade? I'm not about to. Let's be reasonable. Come on, guys. So I do think that if you have those moments, like Abbie's was the job she hated, mine was the money is not that important, Adele, but you need to take those moments. And then in those moments is when you need to start getting your clarity. If you haven't worked on your clarity beforehand, it's in those moments. Because if Abbie hadn't have done some sort of work on clarity, if I hadn't have done some sort of work on clarity, we would have ended up in the same crappy type of jobs. We would have ended up exactly where we came from. Your clarity was you saying, I will not work in another environment that makes me this unhappy. So she decided, and then you probably started looking at what didn't work for you and what you needed versus, do you see what I mean? People always forget about what you need in a job is really important. And I think when we talk about clarity, guys, like, because I know we've gone off a little bit, but when we talk about clarity, all of what we've been talking about is under that lack of clarity. You took any job. I chased money because I just wanted money. I was clear that I wanted money. I had clarity that I wanted money. I had no other clarity. So I chased the one thing I was clear on. I want a lot of money. And I kept chasing that for a little while until it was like, I'm still not happy. I still was frustrated. I still wasn't. So actually I wasn't clear because I thought the thing that would make me happy was the money until I got the money. And then I still wasn't happy. So I don't think clarity is a one-time moment. I think you start to have the moment, but I think clarity goes throughout your career. Even me now, starting the business as a coach, where did that come from? Again, it's clarity. I was constantly working on what else will make me happy? What do I enjoy? Where do I want my skills to be utilized? And it's understanding that side of you. Like, what are your skills? So this leads me nicely into my other question I had for you. why is it even important to get clarity? Why can't you just go from job to job to job? Like, why do you need to be clear? What is, like, people keep asking me as well, what's this clarity thing? Like, we keep talking about clarity. Why do I need clarity? I just want a good job with good money. But why? Why is it important to get clarity? How does it help you?
Because without clarity, I feel like without clarity, a lot of people live life on autopilot and they're just going from job to job to job, thinking that they have no control over their life and everything is just happening to them. And, you know, they just follow the seasons of life. They just, you know, have no sense of control, and they just think, oh, okay, I've just ended up in this job. This is it now. Or, you know, something will happen at that job. Okay, now I need to find something else. And it's just this kind of life keeps happening to me. There's no control. I can't control it. It's just happening. But when you have clarity, you kind of gain that sense of control back, and you realize that you can actually control where you want to go. You can actually make these decisions for yourself. Like, you can actually choose which career you want to go down. You can choose what money you want to earn. You can choose to leave jobs that are no longer serving you. Like, you can choose to make yourself happier in any area of your life that you don't feel satisfied in. So with your career, you know, if you're not earning the money you want to earn, if you're not doing the work that you care about, that you enjoy, if you're not in a work environment that's happy, or that, you know, if you're not working with nice people or anything, like, if you don't care about what you're doing, you get to change that. And clarity gives you that power to decide, this isn't for me. I'm going to go and do something else. Like, it gives you that sense of direction, purpose, and it is the sense of control in your life. Obviously, you can't control every aspect. There are still going to be some things that are out of your control, but for the most part, you know, like for me, for example, like you said before, Adele, that clarity is never just that one decision that you make. It's a constant cycle of finding out more and learning more about yourself as you go. It's never just that one decision. But like for you at the time, it was clarity. I want the money. Like the worst job I was in, I took that job because that was the job I got that meant I could stay in the city I went to uni in, because I wasn't moving back home. So I was like, you know, it was coming to the end of my third year house contract. I hadn't found my own place yet, but I was like, I need a job in this city so that I can stay here, because I'm not moving back home. All my friends moved back home. I decided to stay in that city. So when I got that job, I was like, yes, that's amazing. I can stay. Got my flat. Amazing. That was the thing I was clear on. I made that decision. Absolutely no way am I moving back home. So that was what all my decisions were based around. And that's what made it happen, because I was clear on that and I made the decision and I was sticking to it. So I had that sense of clarity. But then when I was in the job that I hated, I was like, okay, now this isn't it. So now I need to get clear on what I actually want to do for work. But then obviously I left with no other thing lined up. And in those situations where you haven't done the clarity work, you know, when you have got bills to pay, it's a very real thing. You do need to take something. So I did take another job, but I ended up staying there for a while because I enjoyed it. It opened up more doors. It opened up key interests. And it was in that job then that I really started to dig deep into what I wanted to do with my career, where I want to go, what am I passionate about, what do I like to do, what would I love to do. And that's where the real diving deep into clarity really started. And that's what led me to coaching. And everything's just been like getting clearer and clearer and clearer since then. It's a constant never-ending cycle of learning about yourself, which a lot of people don't do. You know, they don't do that in a work. They don't know what they want. They don't know what makes them tick, what makes them light up. And those are really important things, because they're the things that are going to stand out in your career. So yeah, it's a constant never-ending cycle of learning about yourself, taking action. You've got to move. Once you're clear on what it is you want, you've got to take those steps, because the steps then make you even clearer as you go. So it's important to get clarity, because once you're clear on what it is you want, you can make a plan to get there. And if it takes you down a different path, then you think, oh, this might be more for me, even better. You know, anything can lead anywhere as long as you're clear on the end goal. And you have that sense of control back in your life, and you get to decide where you end up. It's really, an empowering decision to get clarity for yourself.
I love that, because I believe that clarity is a big reason a lot of people's careers stall, and why a lot of people feel so stuck, because they have no clarity. The lack of clarity is what makes people feel stuck and frustrated. And I love the fact that you said it's a way of taking back control.
Yeah.
There are always going to be things that you have no control of, but what you choose to do is in your hands. You have full control over what you choose to do. You can only take that control when you have that clarity and self-belief in yourself, when you understand what you have, what you want, and how you can make what you have look like what you want. I say this all the time. People come to me and they're like, well, I want this, but there's no way. No, stop talking about what you don't have. Talk about what you do have and make what you have look like what you want. I hope you didn't miss the gems that Abbie was dropping, because she said getting clarity will not only help you to find a job that will light you up, it will help you with your money. Because I know a lot of you are like, well, I want to earn more money, or I want to do this. Well, if you're clear on stuff, it will fast forward your career and it will get you the money that you want, because you've got clarity. Clarity will it will help you to stop doubting yourself. Honestly, even Abbie, the mindset coach, even if you're doing mindset work, I'm a confidence coach, which obviously includes so much mindset work. But if you want to get to that next level of confidence, if you come to me and you say to me, my confidence is at a 2 and I want it at like at least a 7, because most people don't even want to jump from a 2 to a 10. They just want to get it up to like over a 5. I will say to you, we've got to dig deep. And one of the first things is clarity. Who the hell are you? Who are you to you? How do you validate yourself if you don't even know what you bring to the table? How do you validate yourself if you don't even just love you for you? You're so busy looking outside and saying, well, I don't have this and I don't have this and I don't have this and I hate my job and okay, but who are you? In the midst of all the craziness, who are you? What are you, when it comes to your career, what are you bringing to the table? Forget about, you can learn anything extra that needs to be learned, but what do you currently have? Because a lot of you are in jobs and you're saying, oh, you don't have anything to offer. Nobody is paying you every month out of the goodness of their heart. Your job is not a charity. And even if it is, not a charity. And I say that to people all the time and people just look at me like, what? And I'm like, well, yeah, sometimes you need a reality check, because even me, sometimes I need to slap myself and say, like, come on, nobody pays me every month for the last 10 years out of the goodness of their heart. They are getting something from me. You are benefiting them in some way. If you weren't, you wouldn't be employed. So I just want to be really clear on that. Like, if you don't learn anything else from this entire podcast, get some clarity around the fact that if you are showing up for work every day and someone pays you at the end of every month, you have beneficial skills. Because a lot of people are out here working and saying they haven't got beneficial skills. I don't care where you work. I don't care if you work in McDonald's or you're the CEO at a company. You are benefiting someone, otherwise they would not keep you employed. There are thousands of people out here looking for jobs, trying to get jobs. So the fact that you are employed means your skills are employable. The thing that clarity will help you do is articulate those skills. I was talking to someone yesterday and I was like, stop. If you're a circle, stop trying to squeeze yourself into square shaped holes. And when I say that, I mean in jobs. Stop saying, oh, I don't have this, but I'm trying to. No, use what you have. Like, if you're a circle, be a circle. Like, stop trying to be what you're not. And I know that analogy probably sounds so weird to people, but like, stop trying to fit circles into square and star shaped holes. Like, just be a circle and just embrace everything you have, and clarity will help you do that. Clarity will help you be so clear on what you have that what you don't have becomes a non-issue. And I love that part of it. Like, what you don't have stops being your concern, because what you do have is so amazing that you're like, oh, why am I even concerned about what I don't have? Like, the value, you move the value. I think a lot of us, especially women, we place so much value on what we don't have, and we don't value everything we do have.
Huge mindset aspect of it when it comes to your career, because when you're trying to change careers and you're so focused on, I don't have enough skills, I don't know enough, I'm not confident enough, I'll never get that job, I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, then you wonder why you can't apply for those bigger jobs. You wonder why you're procrastinating all of a sudden and you can't seem to move past the jobs that are above the salary range that you're used to. Like, you're in your comfort zone, doing what you've always done, earning the money that you always wanted to earn. And when you start to push that boundary, you need to make that mindset shift. You need to shift your focus. Instead of focusing on all the skills that you don't have and the knowledge that you don't have, or putting yourself down in any way with I can't, I won't, I'm not this, I'm not that. Like, you need to shift that mindset, because if you want more for yourself consciously, subconsciously, you need to get your brain on board. You need to get your brain on board and get comfortable earning the money you want to earn, getting comfortable doing jobs that you didn't feel that you could do before. You need to make that shift your focus onto all the amazing things you do have and how they can be utilized and like embraced, and that's not the word I want to use, or highlighted, sorry, in the career that you want to shift into.
I love it.
Everything is a mindset game when you're trying to level up in your career.
I 100% agree with that. I believe that when people come to me and are like, I'm stuck on this, or I'm stuck on my CV, I'm stuck on my interview skill, you're not stuck on it, you're stuck on your confidence. That you're stuck on your mindset.
Stuck on your mindset.
Your mindset. Everything else is not the problem, because once your mindset is in the right place, it's almost as if everything starts to fall into play. I feel like when your mindset and your clarity align, you get the aha moment. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, this is what I should be doing. When I left childcare and went into HR, into recruitment, and everyone was like, how? I have no degree, I have no qualification. Everyone was like, how? And I then, within 2 years, got promoted twice, and I was running an entire HR department for a company that had like more than 3,000 staff. People were like, how? It's because I got so clear on what I had. I wasn't worried about the fact that I've never done HR. Well, I obviously was worried about it. I was sort of like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? But I eventually got to the point where I was like, okay, well, this is why I think I'll be good at it. All I now need to do is make someone else see that. And I wrote something down earlier today, actually. This is what I wrote down, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I just had to quickly look at my notes, guys. But this is what I wrote down. Earlier today, I wrote down, it's not that you need more experience. It's not that you need more qualifications. You need the clarity to be able to show the person you're speaking to how what you have fits into the puzzle piece. That's all you need. It's not more qualifications. It's not more experience. It's showing someone how the puzzle pieces fit together. And that's your job. Your job is to show the new job that you want how the puzzle pieces fit together. And the pieces are their job and you. But unless you're clear on everything that you want and everything that you have, you cannot make those puzzle pieces fit together. And I feel like that's so important. You have to be clear first. A lot of us are looking for the job to say to us, oh yeah, you've got this skill and this skill. That will be able to be used here. But they're not going to do that. If you've been in a job a long time, your current boss, if they're great, they might see that and tell you. But in a new job, or if you go for an interview, they're not going to see that. You have to tell them. You basically have to do the work for them. You have to say to them, I have this skill, and this is how it will benefit you. I'm able to do this and this, and your environment provides this, and I think that will help me because of this. It's so important that you can put the pieces of the puzzle together before you ask someone else to do it for you. Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to touch on next was, we've spoken about how clarity shows up in your career. We've spoken about like our own experiences, but I want to give you guys something tangible that you can use. Like, what can you start doing today? So Abbie, what can someone start doing today? Like, if they were listening to this podcast right now, what can they start doing to help them start getting some clarity? And then exactly what Abbie said earlier, take action. Because I'm not about this, let's sit around for weeks and months and think. Mm-hmm. Listen, even if Abbie's a mindset coach, I know that she'll probably agree with me. Well, I hope she will. She'll probably say no now. I hope she'll agree with me in the fact that as much as you need to do the inner work, if you don't actually take action, if you don't actually take the step, all the work is pointless. I can sit here and dig deep and do inner child work. I can do all my mindset work. I can do all the affirmations in the world. If I take zero action, it was all a waste. Mm-hmm. When people come to work with me and they say, my mindset's all over the place, I want to get more confidence, I say to them straight away, if you're not going to be willing to take action, I'm not the person. I'm not the coach, because I'm not going to be like, let's do 8 weeks of working on your mind and not take any steps. The action is the thing that shifts the mindset. So you do the mindset work, then you take the action, and that's what pushes you forward, because the action, the fear and the comfort zone is not taking action. You do the mindset work to take action. Otherwise, there's no point in doing the mindset work, because then it's just, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of like hooey, a lot of, I don't even know the word. It's just
for me, it's a lot of busy work if you're not taking the action.
Love it. That's exactly right. Busy work. Exactly what I was. It's just busy work. You're just doing it to do it. You're just saying, oh, I've been working on my mindset for months.
Yeah.
What have you done with it? What have you done with all the work you've been doing for my, when I meet people and they're like, I've been working on my money mindset. I'm like, cool. What have you done with it? What's changed? Nothing. But I know the reason why I do the things. Okay, that's great. It's great to know the reason why you do the thing, but now we need to undo and stop doing the thing. That is action. So what can people do to get some clarity, Abbie?
So firstly, just before I say that, I always talk, like if I gain any new followers from this, just know in advance that I talk a lot about clarity and mindset on my stories. But I've spoken about it so much about how a lot of people wait to get clarity until they take action, or they take action to get clarity, and they see it as like two separate things, but clarity and action go hand in hand, quite literally. And you don't need to wait until you've got that crystal clear, yes, this is it moment before you take a step. Even if you've just got an inkling that that might be the thing for you, you can take a step towards it, because once you take that step, you're going to get even clearer on whether or not it's for you. If it's not, then you know, okay, I'll try something else. If that was for you, then you know you can progress on that and keep the ball rolling that way. So a huge point there. Like, I do talk about it all the time. They do go hand in hand. You have to take action. So how to start getting clarity? So for me personally, I can't recommend it enough. And it was the biggest thing for me that got me the ball rolling with what I wanted, and it was journaling. But I'm gonna put like inverted commas or like speech bubbles around journaling, because I know a lot of people hear that and think that's kind of like a big, like weird exercise that only certain people do. But when I say it, I mean, even if it's just grab yourself an old notebook and write down anything. Like, you don't have to get a fancy journal, you don't have to get like a old, like journal, old-fashioned journal book, whatever. Get a notepad, get a pen, and just sit down with yourself and start writing. Like, ask yourself questions like, what are your interests? What are you passionate about? What have you enjoyed so far about your career? What are your strengths? Like, what do you wish you could do? Like, what do you daydream about doing when you're sat in your office job every day, hating life, staring out the window? Like, where does your mind go? Like, what do you dream about doing? What do you wish you could do? Like, what are your key strengths? What are your weaknesses? All key questions like that are going to get the ball rolling somehow. And then once you start to discover kind of common themes through the things that you're writing, you then start to build on it, and you can then start to kind of see how that could lead you into different careers. Like for me, when I started the clarity work, I was like, okay, I really love to help people and I really want to travel. And then you start to kind of go down like a Google hole, like, okay, what careers can I travel a lot in and help a lot of people? And it may seem silly at the start when you feel like completely clueless and you think, God, what, like that could lead to absolutely anything. But when you start to take your key strengths and your key abilities and your key passions, you then start to see common themes, and that leads to different career paths. Okay, what experience do you have? How could that lead you down that career? Like, what do you already have that could stand out in that career path? Then you start to look at the steps that you would need to take to get into that career, and then you can start to reverse engineer from where you are now and bridge the gap to where you want to be. You start taking those steps, and this all starts from asking yourself these important questions, like what it is you actually want. A lot of people just say that, like, I don't know what I want. Okay, sit down with yourself, write it down. Doesn't matter what you write on the page. It doesn't have to be neat. It doesn't have to be punctually correct. Like, just write whatever comes to your mind, and then start to build on it, and just take it from there. That's like the biggest first step that I did, and everything has stemmed from that. Everything.
I think it's perfect that you said journaling first, because I always say that journaling was something I just didn't do. Well, I thought I didn't do. Before I became a coach, I was like, I don't really journal. Like, it's like writing a diary. I'm not a diary type. I was a diary type of kid, but I wasn't a diary type of adult. So I was like, I don't like writing diaries. I don't like write, but I brain dump all the time. I never knew that was journaling. I never, until I was able to merge the two together. I sometimes get bits of paper and I brain dump like my goals. I'll write down what I want, where I'm at, how much money I want to make in the next year. And I start saying to myself, okay, so what do you need to do and who do you need to be if you want? But I never knew that. I never knew it was journaling. For me, it was just goal setting or brain dumping, because sometimes I just need to vent and I just need everything that's in my head to just go away and be on paper.
That's what it was for me.
And I love the fact that you said you journaled and you brain dumped everything you could do. And then you just said something really key. You said that you wanted to help people and you wanted to travel. And I know for a fact when you put that into Google, like you said, 1,000 weird jobs came up. But the thing is, guys, and that's what Abbie's trying to say. If you've brain dumped and you already know what you want and what you don't want, when all those jobs come up, you're going to be able to eliminate the ones you don't want really quickly, because you're going to look at them and be like, trash. Because there are things that you just don't want to do. Like, I know when you said you want to help people and you want to travel, you could do that. You could have done that thing that people do online, like the online travel agent. You get paid to travel. And I'm sure people have been in your DMs before, because definitely people have been in my DMs and are like, wouldn't you like to get paid to travel? And then you can help other people do the same. And I'm sure that Abbie would have been able to help people. But she probably saw that and was like, I don't want to work on commission and do sales in that kind of way. Like, it's understanding that it doesn't matter if 1,000 jobs come up on Google, you are not going to be attracted to 1,000 jobs. A lot of people say to me, I don't want to do it because when I dump it into Google, I see all these jobs and it's just too overwhelming. Okay, when you go out, you might see 20 guys. Are you attracted to all 20 guys? Like, let's be real. When you go out, if you say to me yes, exactly. If you say to me yes, then we might need to just do a whole nother episode. But I'm saying, if you leave your house and you see 20 men, are you attracted to 20 men? All 20 of them? Because I know I'm not. Because if I was, I would be very happy where I lived. Like, if there were 20 good-looking men within a radius of here, well. But I'm saying, just like that, when you talk to people, you don't connect with everyone you meet. Like, I meet people all the time that are perfectly lovely. I just don't connect with them. They're just not my people. I meet so many people when I'm out and about, and they don't feel like my people. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not mean. They're not horrible. They just aren't my people. Your job is the same. Every job is not your job. But the reason you keep jumping from job to job is you haven't got clear on what is a total no, because there are no's in your job currently. And that's why you're frustrated and stuff. So what's a no for you? What's a yes for you? Abbie was really, I love the way Abbie explained it, because she said, what are you good at? Because I do feel like people, when they come to me and say they want to change career, they pick random jobs. And then I'm like, okay, so why are you good at that job? And they'll be like, oh, I don't know. And I'll be like, do any skills you currently have, will they help you in that job? Because the problem is you want to get away from your current job so badly that you're choosing anything. I had a lovely lady who told me she wanted to do nails. And I said, great, why? She goes, I'm really creative. I said, okay, are you also really patient? She was like, no, not really. I was like, okay, do you like dealing with people? She was like, not lots of people. I was like, okay, so already out of 3 things, you're creative, but then there's 2 things you don't like. So this is how you get clarity. Yes, you want to do nails, but do you really want to do nails? Because if you are not someone who likes to be around a lot of people and you are not someone who is very patient, how are you going to sit there and do lots of nail art and nail design? How are you going to do all of this? Maybe you're not the person who's going to do the nails. Maybe you're the person who does the designs. Maybe you come up with design. Maybe you're not even going to do nails. Maybe it's the creative side of you that is brought out by doing nails. So the creative side of you, the design, the drawing. So maybe we need to look into design. We need to look into the design industry, but not necessarily you becoming a nail tech. And I think that's so important. If you know what you don't want as much as you know what you do want, that's where the career lies. The career doesn't just lie in, I'm really passionate about cooking. Because you can be really passionate about cooking, but you can be really bad at it, babe. You can be really passionate about cooking and like do cooking for 2 days and then be like, I'm not here for the sweating in the kitchen. And I'm not here for like, it doesn't, everything you are passionate about doesn't automatically become a career. Everything you're passionate about, you don't always want to monetize. Because I know there's things I love to do, but I wouldn't want the pressure of that being the way I pay my bills. I wouldn't, because I feel like I'd stop loving it because now I'm not doing it for fun anymore. So I think there's that middle that you spoke about just now where you said you need to figure out your strengths and then you need to reverse engineer. So if you've decided this is what I want to do, let's work backwards. What can you already do? What do you think you can learn? And what about it is going to make you love it? If there's more that you love than you don't, then you're probably on the right track. But if there's more that you don't love about the job, like if 90% of it is trash, but there's one thing that you like, it's probably not the job for you, babes. So I think that's really important of learning about your strengths, but also learning about your weaknesses, learning about your passions and what you value. Like we spoke about this on the live where we were talking about the type of people we value being around. Knowing what is good for you and who is good for you, absolutely key. Would you agree? Like, what would you say about that, Abbie? Like, do you agree that being in the wrong environments can also make you hate a job, but actually it wasn't the job, it was the people?
Yeah, massively. Like my last 2 jobs, it has been the people that I'm like, well, no, to be fair, like the one of them, it was the job as well. Like I wasn't gonna get paid enough there. There was no progression there. But the people, like I spoke about on the Instagram live, like they had been in that job in the same role for like 20, 25, 30 years. And I'm like, how have you done this for every day for 25 to 30 years in the same role? I'm like, could you not have progressed up to the next level? Huh? No. like the same role. And there was this one guy who really, I don't know why, but I'd like whatever, but I'm just being honest, he irritated my soul. And it was just because he had no drive. Like when you were on shift with him, you knew you were going to be doing all the work. Like he did not pull his weight, and he was proud of the fact that he'd done the same role day in, day out for 25 years, 30 years. But when you asked him anything, he was like, oh, I don't know. Sir, you've been here 20 years. How do you not know? I'm new. I'm new, and I know how to do that, and you don't. What? And it irritated my soul. And being around people who don't have that motivation and drive to do more for themselves when they know they can, that's irritating to me. And people who don't necessarily, like people, if I'm around a lot of people who aren't motivated to push themselves more or don't want to put in the work, is irritating to me. So being around those people, I have to get out, because
we are the same. If you're lazy, just say that. If you've been here 25 years because no one pays attention and you're lazy, just say that. But I can't. I am exactly the same. I cannot pull the weight of 10 other people. It will, like, I will explode. Like, oh, that's my pet peeve. People that but on the other hand, I'm going to say this to people who are listening. If you are that person who is unmotivated, because I'm sure there are people listening to this that are just not motivated. I hope there's not, because I feel like if you're listening to my podcast, because it is a bit of a kick up the bum, you're someone who's motivated. But if you know anyone in your life that's unmotivated, don't be unhappy with them. Because if that's what they choose, that's okay. But if you know you can't be around those type of people, stop putting yourself in jobs where you are surrounded by them. Abbie has just kindly removed herself from her last job, because sometimes you have to realize that the people around you will bring you down and you'll start to become like them, or you'll be frustrated every single day because they will never change, and you can't change anyone else, but you can only change yourself and your environment. And I think that's really important, because you said he was there for like 20, 25 years.
Yeah. On his like 20th anniversary, he brought a cake to work. And I was like, sir.
No, okay, no. I would have parts of it. No, see, that would frustrate me. And that actually affects my work. Like when I'm frustrated, it affects my work. And I'm not going to have a good day because the people that I'm with, I know, like you just said, you're going to have to pull all the weight. So you're now doing double the work on those days when you're doing those shifts. That's not okay. If you don't like that, some people are like, oh, I'm fine, I'll carry all the weight. Great. Yeah. But you have
I think the issue with that guy, it was the fact that he had no drive, because there was multiple opportunities where he could have progressed, but that's like, again, it's no shade really, because at the end of the day, some people are happy doing what they're doing and can do it for 20 to 30 years. But me personally, like, if you found that job that you can do for that long and have no issue with it, then that's amazing. But for me personally, like, if until I found that thing that I'm happy to stay in for 20 years, like, I'm motivated and I'm driven to move towards that.
Yeah, and not everyone wants to stay, like, be in management. Some people do stay in a certain role because they don't want the responsibility. It's like becoming an entrepreneur. People say to me all the time, I want to be an entrepreneur. And I'm like, great. Do you like responsibility? Oh, hell no. I want someone else to do it. Oh, okay, well, maybe entrepreneurship is not for you unless you've got a lot of money to hire a massive team. Because actually entrepreneurship is loads of responsibility until you can hire people to do the bits that you don't want to do. So I think that's really important, that not everyone does want to progress and not everyone wants to move up. But if you're someone who values that, you have to get around people that value it. You do. Yeah. It's just like if you're someone who wants to grow.
It's down to you. Yeah. You have to get around the people that are going to support you in your career decisions. For me, being around that was not good for me. So I had to leave. Like, if he wants to say that, happy for you, do that, sir. But for me personally, I have to be around people who want more, essentially, or are going to push me to do more.
I'm exactly the same. Like, I'm a coach who has a coach, and most coaches have coaches. The reason being, or they get around people, or they network with other coaches, because you want to be around people on the same path as you, who want the same things as you, or who are already doing the things you want to do and you can learn from. The only way to progress in life is to get around what you want and to see what it is that you want. So the way you do that is to network and put yourself in those people's energy. Like, when people come to work with us as coaches, they're not just working to learn, but they're also working to be in our energy, because we're already doing the things they want to do, or we've done the things that they want to do. Mm-hmm. So you have to really think about that. Even in your day-to-day 9-to-5 job, you need to be around people that want the same things as you. Not everyone. Jobs should be diverse. I want to make that key. I think sometimes people mix it up and they're like, everyone has to be just like me. You don't learn if everyone's exactly the same as you.
No, definitely not.
Everyone has similar values. Yeah, you want people that have values like yours. They don't need to be the same as you. Like, Abbie might have similar values to me, but we won't be exactly the same. There are going to be things that we're total opposites on, but our core values might be similar. Our core values as coaches, wanting to help people, that's a core value. Like, I want to do something that helps other people. That's similar. But we may have both wanted to help people, but we may have not both ended up being coaches. We could have chosen a different job, but still being helping people. So I just want you to know that your values are really important. Like, what you value and who you want to be around, so key. So yeah, I think that journaling brain dump is like a really good tip for people to go away with and do today. And when you're journaling, make sure you're journaling on all the things you're good at, all the things you hate. And then, yeah, go and drop it into Google and then work backwards. Exactly what you said. Like, that is such a key one. I don't even want to give you any more homework, because that's what it feels like. It feels like we're giving you homework. I don't want to give you any more homework. I don't want to be on here and say, like, we'll do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And probably some of you are like, no, give us homework, Adele, give us more. I think we've touched on so much in this podcast episode. Like, we've touched on the fact of how is lack of clarity showing up in your career. We've spoken about it. We've spoken about our own experiences, and I'm sure a few of you had a couple of aha moments while we were talking. We've spoken about what you can do to start to get some clarity. Why it's important. It's going to fast forward your career. You're going to be able to get the money you want. You're going to start being around the people you want to be around. You're going to start feeling less stuck and frustrated and angry with yourself. You're going to stop comparing yourself, because you're not going to be like, oh, what are they doing? Why can't I figure out what they're doing, like what I want to do when they're doing everything else? You will stop comparing yourself, because you will stop worrying about what other people are doing, because you're clear on your path. You know your goal and you know how you're going to get there, and you know what steps to take. And that, guys, is what clarity is about. We've literally only scratched the surface. Literally. Like Abbie said, she talks about it all the time on her page. So you do need to jump over to her page and go and have a watch, because clarity is such a big thing to unpack. Like, it takes much longer than like a 40-minute podcast. So yeah, I just think that's really, really important. Abbie, is there anything you wanted to add?
I just wanted to add a quick side note for the ladies who are listening, who potentially already have clarity on what it is they want to do, but what they don't have clarity is how they're going to get there. Because I think a lot of people say they don't know what they want to do, but in the back of their mind, they've got that niggly feeling like, actually, I do know what I would love to do. I just don't know how the hell I'm going to get there. I just don't know how the hell to shift from what I'm doing now to get to that point. And people mistake that a lot of the time. Like, they like use it as an excuse almost. They're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. But they do. Deep down, you know what you want to do. Deep down, you know what it is you want for your life. So for those ladies who are listening, who are like that at the moment, you deep down, you do know what it is you want to do. If it is a case of you just figuring out how you're going to get there, still journal, because you can journal on where you're at now, and you can look on Google like what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And then you can start to see where you match up, or where you need to do some like more learning or training or whatever it is you need to get there. It's still the same process. If you have the clarity on what it is you want to do, and it's just the steps to get there, it's still a process. Just journal, get on Google, figure out what it is that you need to do to get to where you want to be. It's all the same process. Clarity, clarity, clarity.
Abbie just dropped a gem. If you didn't hear it, your dream is possible. I just want the dream is possible, because Abbie's like me. We are problem solvers. I do not have a problem for every solution. I have a solution for every problem. If you know where you are now, and you know where you want to be, let's work backwards to figure out what you can do in the gap in the middle to make it happen. Don't find excuses of why it can't happen. Find reasons to make it happen. So Abbie just said it is possible. Yes, amazing. Like, it is possible.
In a nutshell,
it is possible. And before I jump off of this, I wanted to say to you guys, like, if anything in this podcast has resonated, then if you follow me on Instagram, or you're not following me on Instagram, but you've just found my podcast, come follow me on Instagram. I have got a workshop coming up called Finding the Big C, Figure It Out and Move. Because, I don't play any games. Like, I'm not about just sitting around and figuring it out. We're going to move. And it's all about getting clarity on what you want, on who you are, and how to take that to where you want to be. How to get out of the frustrated headspace and move. And that's what it's all about. So if you need clarity, especially based on this podcast episode or based on our live that we did previous, if you know you need clarity, my workshop is coming. It's going to be out. I'm not sure if my workshop will have started. I'm trying to think when this is going to be released, guys. Well, this is going to be released in the middle of probably my launch of the workshop. It's going to be an extravaganza, guys. You're not going to want to miss it. If you are currently stuck, and I'm releasing it now at the end of the year, because I know a lot of people that still do the whole new year, new me. And I don't have anything against that, because you know what? Sometimes you need a change to feel like, sometimes I need the season to change, to feel that big bump. Sometimes you need that little change to feel great. I just want you guys to know you don't need to wait until the new year. Lay the foundation now. Get the clarity now. So in the new year, you can just take off. Or why wait till the new year? Let's just get going now. Do you know how many people in the last 3 weeks alone have changed their career? Since the beginning of October till now, so many people that I've worked with have changed careers, have changed their money, are earning way more than they were before, because the end of the year doesn't mean anything. Nothing stops because we're in the end of the year. You can still keep moving your dreams forward. It's not a case of, I'll wait till, it's a case of right now. Do it now. Let's go. You can have what you want. It's possible. I love ending it there. Like, everything you want is possible. I'm going to let Abbie tell you where you can find her on Instagram, although you will find it in all the show notes. I want to let Abbie tell you where you can find her. I have loved having you. I could talk to you all day. We could sit here and unpack more and more and more about clarity, but we can't, guys. It's just one episode. I'm sure I'm going to have Abbie back on my podcast speaking about something else, because she's just awesome. So yes, Abbie, tell the people where they can find you, what you do, how they can book a session. Go for it.
So on Instagram, it's at @AJCoaching_. You'll find me. It's the blue page. Lots of reels at the minute. And you can go to the link in my bio. I have a free clarity guide, like a change career guide workbook, if you wanted to download that for free, getting you kick-started with your career change journey. And sessions at the moment are 90-minute sessions. They're available at the link in my bio. 90-minute sessions get you clear on what it is you want for your career and get your action plan together. Because like Adele, we move. Get clarity and we move.
Yes.
Action plan in place, and you get 2 weeks of follow-up support with that. And there's also a 10-week option if you need more in-depth one-to-one support. So just follow me over there. My DMs are always open if you have any questions. And like Adele said, always on my stories talking about clarity and mindset. So, and just other random life stuff. So join me over there. And introduce yourselves as well. If you do follow me from the podcast, come and say hey.
Yeah, 100%. Say hi and tell her, like, I found you on the podcast. I found you on 5 for 2. I'm over trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun, and I need help. I just want clarity. Go over to Abbie. Abbie is awesome. And I love the fact that me and Abbie do such similar work. And this is the thing, guys, I want everyone to remember, there is room for everyone. A lot of people feel like, but you don't do the same thing. Why would you support? Because the way Abbie does it is not the way Adele does it. And the way Adele does it is not the way Abbie does it. And both our names begin with A, just realised. A. We're a team, okay? We're the beginning of the alphabet, guys. No, but for real, I want you guys to understand, because sometimes when you're sitting and comparing yourself to other people, it's the thing that keeps you stuck. Rather than comparing yourself, figure out how you complement, because we figured out we complement each other. We don't do things the exact same way, so it makes no difference. Like, she is an amazing, amazing career coach. She's an amazing mindset coach. Go follow her. Like, go click follow right now. And if you're not following me, but you're listening to the podcast, come follow me. Like, go over to the Instagram. Follow me on Facebook if you want to. Like, follow me wherever you like to play. I'm probably there. I'm on LinkedIn just as Adele Thompson, and I'm on Instagram as Coach Adele T. So yeah, I've loved doing this episode. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And yes, guys, bye. This is another episode 9. I can't believe we're here already. And it's almost the end of the year. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.